Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die, they stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for supports if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye. All right. Welcome back to Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so I said I wasn't gonna make another Volt video until Voltoshi reveals his secret plan to get the $1 to $2 range by September, right? Because Apostle Solomon on a live stream, somebody asked her about Vote Inu and when would it get to $1, because Mac Prey said Vote Inu's going to $1 to $2. And she prayed about it right there on her live stream. The video is up on her channel. I don't know which live stream it was, but if you watch her live streams, you'll see it. I think I'm not sure it was at the end of one of her live streams from 2 months ago or three. Was it 3 months? I'm not sure when. I think it was 2 months. I think it was in March, maybe early March, February, March, and God told her in that live stream that it would be 2 quarters. Bolt Inu would be $2 within $2 in 2 quarters. Now we all know that a quarter is 3 months. Is a quarter, right? There's 4 quarters in a year, and January, February, March is a quarter, and then April, May, June is a quarter, and then July, August, September is a quarter. So, and God told her that, and I think it was early March. So that means that we're looking at April, May, June, and then July, August, September. So by September, and I saw that clip, and I was like, there's no way that Vote is gonna be at $1, $2, and by September, that's almost not impossible, because nothing is impossible to God, right? But just looking with my own eyes and looking at the total supply, circulating supply is 54 trillion, and we're at how many zeros are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros and a four. Wow, right? And that's already a 24 million market cap with 6 zeros. So my goodness, right? So I was like, man, how is this going to be possible? So I made a video and said, and told you guys some of the ways that I thought that it could happen, right? Through migration to V4, Volt V4, and in that migration, Voltoshi literally disintegrates 99% of the tokens, and that's how he'll do it. Or he can introduce a burn bank where everybody just starts burning Vote Inu tokens at massive levels. Everything burns Vote Inu. Like he can integrate like the video games and everything they do, everything he does, everything, even like the Volti card, Voltage, everything burns Volt at extreme levels. Like he can just up everything, right? And just integrate burns on everything, and even that wouldn't even get it to, you would think that wouldn't even get it to $1 to $2 by September, right? We got 54 trillion tokens. Now, what just came to my mind when I was just laying here, because I was trying to figure out what video to do next, because I did the lung video and I had the 2 frequency videos, and then Sunday I was like, what else can I talk about? Well, I thought about what Jasmine's doing with the lockups, and I said, well, Vote Inu. If I look at the chart of Vote Inu, and I was just randomly going over some stuff because I had the dream that some cryptos were going to pump, some altcoins. I saw altcoins pumping. I saw Theta pumping. For some reason, I saw Theta pumping, and then I saw some other altcoins pumping as well. They jumped, then they just started going parabolic. So I'm not sure. We were coming into the wealth month of May, so I guess maybe that's a sign. I don't know. But either way, if you go back to Vote Inu and you go back a year ago, look how cheap this was. Who was buying here? And so I was thinking like, man, this thing was like dirt cheap down here, right? Let's see what the market cap was down here. 1 million? No way, no, that's not. That's 13 million. 13 million on market cap. How low did we get? We get to that. I was looking. Remember, I was looking for that 10 million on market cap, and I was gonna put like $10,000 in that 10 million and just ride it out, right? Ride it out to the peak of the bull cycle. And I could never. Every time I talked about that 10 million, somebody would come in and buy it up so it wouldn't get the 10 million. So I never got that 10 million market cap, right? But either way, so it got down here. Now, who was buying down here keeping Bodinu afloat? So while I was just just relaxing here, I said this had to be Voltoshi. Maybe Voltoshi was buying down here, right? If that is indeed the case, if Voltoshi was buying all of this to keep Vote Inu afloat, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, I don't know, but that's what came in my mind. I said, who was buying the Vote Inu at 11 minute mark, at 12 minute mark? Who was constantly buying it to keep it from collapsing? It had to be Voltoshi, right? And if that is the case, then how many tokens does Votoshi have? Right? Votoshi could have 90% of these tokens in different wallets, right? He could have maybe like, he probably could have, at this time, he probably could have had like 30 different wallets, and they're all spread out in 30, 40, 50. I don't know the Vote wallets, right? And of course, you can go to Ethereum and maybe get that information. But if you maybe look at the Vote wallets, and and if you see about 30, 40 wallets that have almost similar amount of tokens in them, and they have a lot of most of the tokens, then that could be Votoshi. We don't know, but I was just thinking about it. I was like, maybe Votoshi was the one buying all the way here and just buying and buying and buying and buying and buying, and he owns 99% of the Vote tokens, or 98%, right? And you know, and so I was thinking to myself, he's not going to burn those tokens. He could do a burn where he burns 10 trillion of them, and that sparks everything to the upside for Volt. But he could do what Jasmine's doing. He could just lock them up, right? And that removes them from circulation as well, right? So what he would do would he would contact coin market caps and say, "Hey, I'm about to lock up 90% of these tokens, or 95% of these tokens, because I'll own a lot of them, and I'm going to shift them over to a lockup, and so I want you to remove these tokens from circulation once I lock them up, right?" And so him and CoinMarketCap have a deal that once those tokens are locked up, then this thing goes to like 1 trillion, or whatever, you know what I mean, like 1 trillion or whatever, and and then he'll make the announcement to everyone, right? He'll make the announcement. Vote Inu has just locked up 99.9% of the tokens for the next 3 years, or for the next whatever, right? For the next year, right? Or the next yeah, for the next. I mean, if I'm Votochi, I'm not locking him up more than a year, because the peak of the bull cycle is 2025, or early 2026, somewhere around there, right? So you don't want to miss out on that. So you want to be able to cash out yourself. So I will lock it up for a year to 18 months, somewhere around there, 16 months, and make that announcement. And then and then Volcano would go absolutely crazy, because they would only have 1 trillion tokens here, and now you have to adjust the price in the market cap significantly, right? So that's what I was thinking that could happen. Who was buying this whole dip here? Who was keeping Vote Inu alive here? I think that was Vote. I'm assuming it was Votoshi. And if it was, that means he holds a ton of tokens now, and maybe different wallets. And at any moment, Votoshi could burn 5 trillion, 10 trillion of the tokens. Right, he needs what he needs to do before he does anything is contact coin market caps to get Vote Inu's circulating supply done in real time, right? Have it updated in real time, because that's the key. Because if he burns 5 trillion, and if he's listening to the video, and he burns 5 trillion, it's not going to update on here. It's going to take forever to update on here unless you contact CoinMarketCap. So if I was Votoshi, I would contact CoinMarketCap or have a representative contact CoinMarketCap and then make sure that this is done in real time, or contact them that you're going to be burning this amount and may you adjust it once we burn, right? And so you make sure that's important because people have done big burns and nothing has happened with the price of tokens because CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko refuse to update the supply, right? So you want to make sure you contact them first and say, hey, big updates are coming on supply. May you put my supply in real time. Even if you have to pay a little, I don't know, maybe you have to pay. Put this in real time. That when I reduced my supply, it's gonna within 15 minutes it shows up here, right? And then if Voltoshi does have most of the tokens here because he was the one buying here, then he does a lockup instead of a burn, right? So maybe he does an initial burn of 5, 10 trillion or 1 trillion, something like that, to get the price, get the community excited and everybody excited in cryptos, and then he does a massive lockup. That's how, and maybe he'll lock it up for a year or two or three, I don't know. And that's how the price of Vote can really get going here, right? So, um, I guess we'll see how that plays out. I was just thinking, I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was just sitting, laying here, and I was just thinking, who was buying all the Vote Inu tokens down here and keeping Vote Inu alive? And that could have been Votoshi himself. And so that means that he does have the ability to do a massive burn and massive lockups if you choose to, and lock those tokens up and really get Vote Inu pumping towards that $1 to $2 range. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm not sure if that's what he's going to do or not, or even if that was him that was buying and keeping this thing afloat that whole time we were there down to these levels down, down the bottom there. Was that him? And how many tokens does he have spread out in several different wallets? We don't know. And every time I talk about Voltoshi and stuff, Elon Musk really gets active on. Have y'all noticed that Elon Musk, every time I talk about Voltoshi and I tell you some of the stuff that Voltoshi might be thinking of doing, Elon Musk gets very active on Twitter. Either the same day or the next 24 hours, 48 hours, Elon Musk really gets active on Twitter. So it keeps happening over and over again. So I'm not sure. Is Elon Musk Voltoshi, man? We don't know. We don't know. All right, we don't know. Um, and so I had some dreams about about Volt and Voltoshi and these guys, um, a year or two ago. So and so I guess we'll see what happens here. Right. So we'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll see what's going on, what's going to happen here. But how is Vote going to get to $1 to $2? God did not reveal that to prophetess. He didn't reveal it to her. So we just don't know. We don't know. I mean, maybe it's one of you guys can ask, and one of you, you prophetic people can ask God, and maybe He'll show you exactly. Maybe God doesn't want it to be shown so that the enemy can't stop it, right? So that's maybe that's why He doesn't want it to be spoken so that the enemy can't stop it. Well, Toshi, I'm just putting out some things that I think that he can do, but or he or she. I mean, who knows? Otoshi could be a she. That would be insane because the activity of Otoshi looks really more male-ish. Looks like a male, and the way that he communicates online. So that would be really strange if he was a female. But can you imagine if it was Oprah Winfrey or something? Anyways, yeah, that's what's going on, folks. That's what I'm going to talk about here. Um, and if God does show you, the way He's gonna do it, keep it to yourself, man. Keep it to yourself. Or if you think if you can trust me, I'm. Hey, look, if you tell me, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to mess mine. I don't want. I still own 1.5 billion Volt Eating tokens, so I'm not gonna mess it up for myself. I want to see Volt $1 to $2 in September by September. Are you kidding me? That would be awesome. Yeah, I got 1.5 billion tokens. That's 1.5 billion dollars. I'm not telling nobody, right? So that would be awesome. You know what I mean? So let's see. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. I'm curious, man. I'm trying to figure this thing out, man. I mean, I've put out there's three different ways now that I've talked about: the burn bank, migration, slashing everything, migrate via migration, uh, or um, or this massive lockup. Um, maybe a big burn first, and then a lock, and then a massive lockup. So those are three ways that I think he can pull it off, but it might be something that we don't even know. That it's just between him and God, right? So and nobody else knows, right? So I guess we're gonna find out, And that's it. Peace out, God bless. And I want some of you guys to pray about it as well, to confirm Apostles' statements of Vote Emu one to and it's not just Apostle, it's Mac praise as well, right? So I want you to pray about it. I want you guys to get back to me on this and pray about it and confirm that Vote Emu will actually be at $1 to $2 by September. I want you guys to pray because maybe some of you guys will say no. Maybe God will tell you guys no, it's not going to be there. It's going to be more of maybe September of 2025, and so maybe I don't know. We'll see, maybe not. We don't know, right? So I guess we'll see. But he did clearly tell her Apostle 2 quarters. So and then he also told Mac Praise that Vote Emu will be going to $1 to $2 very quickly, right? Very very soon. So um, but other things will go before it. And Apostle even told me other tokens would go before Vote, and then Vote would run after, right? So other tokens maybe like Shiba Inu would go, maybe Luna Classic Shiba Inu, and others would go before Vote, and then Vote would go after them, right? So maybe that's how it gets done as well. Maybe other tokens like Shiba Inu and Luna and all these other tokens do really well. That big money and Vote's just sitting there, and big money just comes in the Vote, right? And big money just starts buying up Vote and just starts burning and buying up Vote, and Vote just absolutely gets obliterated by burns and by buybacks and burns and stuff by the community, you know. So and if Lunk does do these big moves, then the burn law validator could easily come in there and buy back and burn Vote Emu. We could pick Vote and just come in there and buy back and burn the crap out of it all the way up to $1, right? So that could be a possibility as well. So, anyways, maybe So that's 4 different ways that this thing can happen, right? So just thinking of different ways that this thing can happen, and that's exciting times ahead, man. If Vote Emu is actually going to be at $1 by September, $1 to $2. That's really exciting, and nobody's talking about it. So so it's kind of interesting. Peace out. God bless. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.